On May 1, 1931, Adolf Hitler gave a lengthy interview to the Daily Express, sitting across from British correspondent Sven Dilmer, who didn't hold back in asking direct and pointed questions. This is the rise of Hitler. Hitler initially appeared relaxed, but he didn't shy away from openly expressing his views and ambitions. He stated that Germany's interests were very much aligned with Great Britain's, and that cooperation with Britain and Italy was not impossible. However, he emphasized two key points: the cancellation of reparations payments imposed on Germany since the end of World War I, and obtaining freedom of action in the East, that is, expanding German influence in Eastern territories without demanding the immediate restoration of former borders or lost colonies. He explained, quite frankly, that his movement needed idealistic fanatics, ready to sacrifice everything for the cause, a statement that revealed the extent of his internal fervour and the potential danger of his future policies. The conversation then turned to the SA, the Nazi Party's paramilitary organisation, which was recovering from a recent internal revolt. Hitler expressed his deep satisfaction with the discipline displayed by the battalion during public assemblies, asserting that its ranks would gradually increase from 200,000 to 400,000, then 500,000, and eventually to millions, becoming a formidable force in protecting Germany and consolidating the Nazi Party's power on the ground. But the main event of the month concerned the Stahlhelm organization. Founded in December 1918 as a union of German frontline soldiers from World War I, Stahlhelm quickly grew into one of the largest paramilitary organizations in Germany. It is currently led by former officers Franz Zelt and Theodor Deisterberg. These groups gave post-war unemployed soldiers a new sense of purpose and belonging and, albeit unofficially, helped the government stabilize the fragile German economy left by the defeat in World War I. Politically, Stahlhelm rejects democracy and the Treaty of Versailles, supports the living space policies in the East, and is also anti-Semitic, barring Jewish German soldiers from joining. The organization seeks to restore Germany to a quasi-military imperial model based on strict central leadership, a hierarchical, structured society, and the supremacy of duty, discipline, and nationalism over individual interests. It maintains close ties with the German National People's Party and exploits the glory of the Prussian Empire in its annual celebrations, drawing criticism from social democrats and communists who view these celebrations as an attempt to revive a monarchical and class-based past. Economically, Germany and Austria face significant challenges due to the proposed Austro-German customs union. The Austrian Creditanstalt Bank declared bankruptcy, triggering a run on the bank and a sharp decline in the value of the Austrian shilling, forcing the government to inject emergency funds to try to rescue it. Germany, which had hoped to support its Austrian ally, found itself unable to provide any real assistance, increasing the pressure on Berlin in the reparations negotiations. France, for its part, completely rejected the customs union and pressured Germany to guarantee the continuation of its reparations obligations, making the political and economic situation even more complex and delicate as crucial decisions approached. Globally, Switzerland achieved a unique scientific feat when physicist Auguste Piccard and engineer Paul Kiefer soared in a sealed balloon to an altitude of 15,181 meters in the stratosphere, setting a new human record. In Spain, religious tensions escalated between the government and conservative groups, resulting in the burning of over 100 churches and monasteries and fatalities. In Italy, the government clashed with the church after young people protested against official music, leading to Mussolini's intervention and the imposition of strict restrictions. In the United States, the illegal alcohol trade continued to flourish despite prohibition, sparking widespread economic and political debate. Finally, political indicators in Germany showed a strong rise in extremism. In the Oldenburg state elections, the neo-Nazi party, NSDAP, won for the first time with 37.2% of the vote, while the Communist Party of Germany, KPD, nearly doubled its vote share since the 1928 elections. In contrast, the Social Democratic Party and the bourgeois bloc maintained their positions almost unchanged. This reality reflects the continued extreme political polarization in Germany, with growing questions about the fate of Austrian banks, France's stance on the customs union, and the rise of far-right forces against the traditional monarchy. As June approaches, critical questions are mounting in Germany and Europe. Will the Austrian banking crisis lead to a collapse of banks in Berlin as well? Or will Chancellor Brüning secure tangible support from London? And if France continues to obstruct the Austrian-German customs union project, will Vienna back down, or will Berlin stand firm and risk open confrontation? Meanwhile, the domestic political landscape is witnessing a resurgence of neo-Nazis following their victory in the Oldenburg state parliament, raising questions about the ability of the weakened central government to contain this decline. With 150,000 steel helmet fighters on display, the question remains, will these paramilitary forces side with Hitler, or will they remain trapped in a traditional monarchical alliance? Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.